Planes are not just solid pieces of metal, but they actually have a lot of moving parts on planes that help to control them. You have to excuse the rather poor drawing of the plane, but we can still talk about the basics of the and components on airplanes. So for starters, we have these things on the front of the wing. These are known as slats, and consequently, these flap thingies on the back are called flaps. Now, these two are kind of correlated with each other in the way that they can extend outwards to create more lift on the plane. And the reason why is because this increases the curvature of the wing, and therefore there's more surface area on the top of the wing. And so there's a bigger pressure difference, and as a result, there is more lift that it can be created. This is explained further in depth in the How is Lift Created video, which is also on the Engineering Ambition website and YouTube channel. So go check that out after watching this one. I forgot to mention that these components are the same on both sides of the airplane, but I just drew it on the right side for whatever reason. The next thing I would like to talk about are these things on the end of the plane. And these are what are known as ailerons. Now, if the plane wanted to roll left or right, so rotational motion, what these ailerons will do is that they'll pop up or pop down. And so they can stand up kind of like this. I'll draw a better quick representation. They can stand up like this, or they can bend downwards underneath the wing. And what that does is that it either pushes the airflow. What that does is that it pushes the air that travels over the wing upwards, meaning that the plane can roll in the opposite direction. So for example, if the plane wanted to roll in the left direction, this aileron would extend upwards, meaning that there will be less lift on this side of the plane, and therefore the plane is able to roll to the left. Now, another thing that I actually didn't draw, but that should be somewhere in between here, are what are known as spoilers. What spoilers do is that they can help slow down the plane by extending upwards, but they can also kill lift. What is meant by that is that when the plane is touching down on the ground and it needs to stop after it lands. And so when you extend the spoilers, it stalls the airflow that goes on top of the wing, meaning that there's going to be less lift created and therefore a smoother landing. A few more things to talk about real quick. We have the elevator in the back, and the elevator can again extend upwards or downwards to change the pitch of the plane. So if this is the flat baseline, it can extend downwards to push the plane upwards at an angle, or it can extend upwards to push the plane downwards at an angle. And this is most useful for when the plane is ascending or descending. And this elevator is going to be housed on what's known as the horizontal stabilizer, this whole wing body shape thing. The horizontal stabilizer, as the name implies, provides pitch stability for the plane. And so the plane is not just moving up and down willy-nilly, but rather stays stable and flying smoothly. You can also see on the back that we have this flap thingy right here, and this is called the rudder. And so the rudder can push to the left or to the right, controlling the yaw of the plane. And what is meant by that is that, let's say the plane's on the ground right here, by pushing the rudder, normally with the foot pedals in the cockpit, you can make the plane turn left or turn right, kind of like how a car would. But it doesn't change the roll of the plane, which is really only used in the air and controlled by the ailerons. Similarly to the horizontal stabilizer, the vertical stabilizer provides vertical stability with regards to yaw, meaning that the plane is more stable and doesn't randomly turn left or right in this drawing. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention are the engines. Of course, perhaps, other than the wings, perhaps the most important part of the airplane, which provides the thrust and the airflow that makes all of this possible. So that will do it for the components of the wings on the airplane. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you learned a thing or two. I know it might be confusing due to this poor drawing and hard to visualize. I do apologize about that, but I hope that this video was more than enough to cover the basics regarding these basic components on the airplane. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.